Okay. Hey, hi everybody. I assume you can hear me. If you can hear me, happy, happy, happy. If you can't hear me, adjust your volume, guy. Okay. Slide. I need to stop speaking Chinglish. Am I starting? Okay. I see we got 24 people here. Congratulations and welcome to my little presentation on hopefully trying to improve your English. Now, the reason I'm doing this today is because I assume you're going to be graduating secondary school soon. And if you want to go into college or university, you've got to remember that all of your lessons are taught in English. You can't wait until you get here to improve your English. Okay, you need to start improving English now. You've got May, June, July, August. You got at least 4 months to do something to improve your English. So when you get to college, when you get to university, it's going to be easier for you the more English you can understand. So my name is Ron Reeve. You can see on the screen here, I'm the English subject coordinator at this campus in Causeway Bay. And I'm also a senior lecturer here, which means basically I'm in charge of all the English programs. So if you end up coming to school here, you can always try to find me and get some help. So let's get into this presentation. Tips for improving your English and avoiding Chinglish. Often your English is okay, but you add too much Chinglish into it and then you don't sound or you don't write like a native English person. So there's some things you need to avoid, some habits you need to break before you get here. So we're going to start just with this newspaper article. This is from the South China Morning Post from 2015. It says, let's admit it, Hong Kong English standards will never rise. Your English will never get better. Okay, now, the article, being Hong Kong born and raised, I can switch easily between English and Cantonese, but now find myself speaking mostly Cantonese out of necessity. Shop assistants often start speaking to me in poor English and show their relief, they show their happiness when I reply in Cantonese. Most of the young shop attendants who they are relieved, they can speak, when I speak to them in Cantonese, I'm often amazed how good their Putonghua is. Okay, their Putonghua fluency is quite good. Restaurant waiters, supermarket cashiers, who once could speak a few words of English, now are proficient. They're very good in Putonghua. I now speak in Cantonese even with locals who speak very good English. Most of them prefer that anyways. How often do you hear local Chinese speaking in English? How often do you guys speak in English? Even if they're very good at the language. I've got lots of students who are quite good at English, but they'll only speak Cantonese if they're not in class. Now, we tell ourselves that English is the world's language, the international language, which is crucial to your success in an international city like Hong Kong. And we look enviously at Singapore, where English is widely spoken. Billboards, posters, advertising, English tutorials in Hong Kong are everywhere. Everybody has English tutorial classes. And parents put pressure on their children to raise their English standards, but perhaps it's time for Hong Kong to give up. You can just stop trying to learn English. What do you think? The last paragraph of this article states, let's face it, overall English standards here will never rise. It's pointless for students to only attend English classes, but switch to Cantonese once the class is over. And this often happens. In fact, it always happens. You cannot improve your English if you think in Chinese. You must use English inside, and most importantly, you must use English outside of the classroom, or it will never improve. Now, I'm not saying this to discourage you, or to make you feel like, oh, my English is so poor and I'm never going to be a success. Okay, that's not the point. I'm doing this to encourage you, to motivate you. Again, you've got 4 months until college, university life starts. You've got lots of time to start improving your English. So, how can you improve your English? Now, first of all, you need to decide that that's actually something that you want to do. Okay, if you don't want to improve your English, you're not going to do anything. If you want to improve your English, you need to make a commitment to actually improve your English. Again, as the article said, it's pointless for students to attend an English class, but then switch to Cantonese once the class is over. All right? So, what are you going to do? There are some things that you can do on your own. And again, once secondary school is done, you've got the summer, you need to be thinking about what can I do on my own to improve my English. So, we've got two things here, to improve your speaking and to improve your writing. Now, to improve your speaking of English, the best thing actually to do is listen to more English, okay? The more English you listen to, English movies, English music, English TV, English anything, the more English you listen to, your brain is going to start to remember what good English sounds like. Then, when you start speaking English, your brain's also going to remember, no, that's not right, because I remember this good English, so I know how I should be speaking, okay? This is called passive learning. Your brain is active all the time. Your brain's always learning. Same thing for writing. The best way to improve your writing is to read more English, okay? The more English you read, again, your brain recognizes what good English looks like. When you start writing English, again, your brain will recognize that you're making mistakes because you've read so much proper English, okay? So this summer, think about this. Be reading and be listening to lots of English to passively improve your skills. It's an easy way to do it. And if you know what you want to study in the future, my recommendation is start reading and listening to materials in that field. If you want to study psychology, start reading psychology books. If you want to study accounting, start reading accounting books in English, okay? You'll start improving your English in a much better way. Now, other things you should do. Practice your English. You need to be using it. So use your English with any native English speakers. Maybe you've got non-Chinese friends that you can speak English to. If not, speak English to your Cantonese friends. Speak English to your family, even if they don't speak a lot of English. And don't feel embarrassed about doing this. Again, you've made a commitment. You want to improve your English. If you're going to feel shy and embarrassed, you're going to stop, okay? Again, the only way to improve your English is to use it outside of the classroom. Use it in your everyday life. Now, you might think, well, maybe this will work and maybe it won't work. I'm telling you, it's going to work. The example is me. Now, here's a bit of my history. 1999, I moved from Canada to Shanghai to finish my university degree. And before I moved there, I studied 1 year of Putonghua, 1 year of Mandarin Chinese in Canada. Now, when I arrived in Shanghai, I went to Shanghai Jiaotong Daxue, I was shocked and terrified because I realized my Chinese was so bad. I could barely understand anything anybody was saying. Now, you might think, why is that? You studied Chinese for a year. But again, outside of the classroom in Canada, I never used Chinese. I only used it in the classroom, and I did very well, and I got an A. So I think, oh, my Chinese is so good. And again, here I get a lot of students who do the same thing. They'll come to English class, and they'll do an assignment, and they'll get an A, and then they think their English is good. But really, it's only their classroom English that's good. All right? So, 2001, 2 years later, I was leaving Shanghai, and I wanted to test my Putonghua abilities. So I did two things. The first thing, I went traveling around China for 3 months, and I only communicated to people in Chinese. And I had no problem having conversations, traveling by train, getting buses, having hotels, no problem with my Putonghua. And the other thing I did is I wanted to test my reading. So I took Harry Potter with me, and I read Harry Potter on my trip in Chinese. Now, this is, again, after only 2 years of being in China. You guys have been studying English for more than 2 years. Now, why was this possible? How can I read Harry Potter in Chinese after 2 years? Because when I was living in Shanghai, I didn't just use Chinese in class. 24 hours a day, I used Chinese. All right? I go to the restaurant, I speak Chinese. I take the bus, I take the subway, I speak Chinese. I go to the gym, I speak Chinese. My friends only speak Chinese. Okay? Everything is done in Chinese 24 hours a day. So the more you use it, it's going to improve faster and faster and faster. So again, if you guys are only using your English in your English class and you never use it outside of class, it's impossible for your English to improve. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, 2020. Now I've been in Hong Kong for 15 years, and my Putonghua is terrible. Now, my speaking and listening is still quite good in Mandarin. My reading comprehension is just okay, but my writing is terrible. I can't write in Chinese anymore, okay? And again, the reason is, living in Hong Kong, I never use my Putonghua. If you don't use it, you lose it, okay? So keep that in mind. Again, you can't just be learning in class. It's got to be a daily activity. And the best thing is all day activity. All right, enough about me. Okay, now you've been given some advice. I gave you some advice on what you can do to improve your English. Again, more listening, more reading, and use your English all the time. There's also some things you need to avoid, okay? You need to avoid your bad habits when it comes to Chinglish. So, we're gonna look at a few things. We're gonna start with the basics, the alphabet, the Cantonese alphabet, actually the Cantonese version of the English alphabet, because they're two different things. Nextly, Chinglish pronunciation. We'll also take a look at Chinglish phrases, words and phrases that are added to English but are not part of English. Some Chinglish grammar that is often causing you grammar mistakes, and added sounds. So, first of all, the alphabet. Now, before you ever start secondary school, before primary school, before kindergarten, you already start learning bad English. You start learning bad English from your parents and your aunties and uncles and grandparents. If they've ever sang the alphabet song to you. Now, I've got friends who have little children, and they'll sing the alphabet song to them. And I stop them. I say, do not sing the alphabet song, because you're singing it incorrectly. So here's the Cantonese version of the English alphabet. We'll sing it together here. It goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, O, M, N, O, P, Q, R, O, S, C, T, U, V, W, X, E, Y, E, Z. This is not the alphabet, all right? And again, this is why you guys make so many pronunciation mistakes, because right from when you're a baby, you start pronouncing words and letters incorrectly, all right? So, again, mispronunciation of the alphabet leads to mispronunciation of words. Now, in Cantonese, there's some especially difficult sounds that you guys are not pronouncing properly. Words with L's, words with R's, and past tense verbs that end in ed. Okay? For example, this word is not pronounced simpo. This is not example. This is not beautiful. All right? Simple, example, beautiful. There is an L in all of these words. All right? Now, R's. This is not pronounced shua. This is not hia. This is not nia. All right? Again, here, near, sure. Now, again, I realize these sounds are difficult for Cantonese speakers. Even your parents, even well-educated person who went to university, they still can't pronounce these sounds properly, all right? The last one, ed. Finished. Noticed. All right? So don't say, I noticed that you sat near the beautiful girl on the MTR. All right? It's an English sentence, but this is not English. I noticed you sat near the beautiful girl on the MTR. All right? Again, I know it's difficult because your whole lives you've been making these sounds. You need to try to stop doing this. All right? So there's some pronunciation problems. Now, some more pronunciation problems. Often, a lot of words that I hear mispronounced in Cantonese relate to food. All right? For example, if you want to have a bit of food between meals, You don't have a snake. Sick snake. May sick snake, lo. Eat a snack. You're not going to eat a snake. Okay? Nextly, you go to the movie and you're going to have some of this. Cantonese people can't say the word properly for this snack because you guys say popcorn. It's not popcorn, it's popcorn. Again, the R sound. Or this one. This one. I often hear people say, crips. Crips. I want some crips. These are not crips. These are crisps. All right? Very different sound. Another one. I'm hungry. I want my lunch. I want to eat a bowl of, lots of Cantonese say either soap or soup. You're not eating soap. You wash yourselves with soap. Okay? Don't eat a bowl of soap. You want to go out, have some Japanese food, but you guys end up ordering, whoops, that's a picture of me. I mean, wait a second. You end up ordering sushi, okay? Sushi, not sushi. Or you go to Starbucks and you have a latte. There's no latte. Latte. Or this one here, the little dark coffee in the little cup that everybody calls an egg special. My egg special, espresso. So, a lot of times, I'll be in Starbucks and I hear the server. They'll put the coffee up and then they say, egg special on the barbecue. I think, what? Yeah, egg special on the barbecue. What they're really trying to say is espresso on the bar, thank you. But they end up saying egg special on the barbecue. Again, because of these mispronunciations that you start using from when you're a child. Okay? Again, especially RL and ED. All right, next. So here are some words that students often mispronounce. Oh, no, sorry. First, me. Again, because I don't want you to feel embarrassed when you're mispronouncing things. So here's examples of me not hearing or not saying things properly, because for Gweilo, learning Mandarin is quite easy because all the sounds in Mandarin, we make all those sounds in English, okay? Learning Cantonese is more difficult because in Cantonese, there's sounds that you make that don't exist in English. So I often run into some embarrassing situations with my Cantonese. So the first one, it was the first Chinese New Year dinner that I went out with my wife and her family. Okay, so my in-laws are all there. And of course, we're eating Chinese style. Food starts coming and nobody wants to be impolite. And I was the Gweilo guest. So they're saying, oh, le sixi na. But I was just starting to learn Cantonese. I thought, huh? Why are you saying sick dude? I thought they were saying, you know what I thought they were saying? I thought they were saying something completely different. I thought, why is my mother-in-law telling me sick dude, sick dude, sick dude? And my wife would say, no, it's 16, high sick dude. All right. So again, even for Gweilos, we have some problems. Another one, if I take the green minibus home from work. Now my flat is between this Park and Shop and this North Street. So when I tell the bus driver I want to get off, he never understands what I'm talking about because for me, buck guy, it all sounds exactly the same. I can't tell any difference between buck guy and buck guy. All right? So again, don't worry about being embarrassed. You're going to make mistakes, but again, if you're too shy and you stop using your English, then it's not going to improve. Okay. Now, some Chinglish sounds. Sorry, some more Chinglish words here. These are students here when they're talking to it says here SDRC, that's the Student Development and Resource Center, okay? That's the counselors here on campus that can help you with your planning of your education and also with administration. Now, there's lots of words that people in administration or SDRC, they don't understand what the student is saying. The student will say, go to administration because they're looking for their transcript. Transcript. Oh, you mean your transcript. Again, the R sound. Or they want to study. Oh, no, you want to study. Summary important. And the counselor is saying, summary important. What are you talking about summary important? When the student is asking about a summer internship. Again, these are very crazy things, all right? Or give me a comma. Huh? Is this your grammar lesson? Give you a comma? No, they want actually a comment. Maybe they have a personal statement. They would like my comment, but they ask me for a comma. Introduction. Obviously, this should be easy. They're actually asking for an introduction, all right? Mentorship. A mentorship is like the internship, except it's a mentorship, all right? Oh, this is a good one. January speaking. Generally speaking, my January speaking. Or lots of students here, we have a good psychology program. They want to study psychology. Study psychology, what do you mean? Oh, you mean psychology. All right, and maybe they want to study psychology at ConU. Now, I understand why you guys are saying ConU, because you'll take the Cantonese characters for Hong Kong University and you'll shorten them, but you can't say ConU in English because there is no ConU in English. There's Hong Kong University or the University of Hong Kong. Okay, so again, you can't just switch the Cantonese into English. Okay, you need to replace your Cantonese with English. All right, now, Chinese phrases. Hong Kongers often add Cantonese expressions into their English, or again, they translate phrases from Cantonese directly into English. Instead of thinking about how do I say it differently, they just translate it, okay? So there's lots of things here. You'll be speaking English, English, English. Oh, you're not done your meal yet. Okay, we need to go to the movie now. Now, why would you stop speaking English and then add Faidila at the end? Why not just keep talking in English? All right, could you hurry, please? Things like, ayah. There's lots of these sounds, again, in Cantonese. Or, again, in English, we have past tense. It's not buy Joel, eat Joel, bought, ate, eaten. You can't just add a sound to make past tense into English, all right? This is another good one. When you double the words. Check, seen, look, seen. It's not check, look. It's have a look. Check first. Oh, okay? I'm difficult. I'm beautiful. I'm happy. I'm happy. Are you happy? Are you not happy? All right? Don't use this kind of Cantonese grammar and then just pop in English words. Now, Gayao doesn't exist in English. Even if you say add oil does not exist in English. If you tell a Guaylo to add oil, they'll say, what are you talking about add oil? Okay? Now, for add oil, for Gayao, for Jiao, there's no actual English expression to replace this. It all depends on the situation, okay? So you can't just encourage somebody with one set phrase like you can in Cantonese. This is a good one. People mountain, people sea. Again, this is taking a Chinese expression, ren shan ren hai, and just popping in the English words. You can't do that, okay? It's difficult to translate from Chinese into English. You only translate the idea. You don't actually translate all the words specifically, okay? And it's even more difficult in Cantonese. If you've ever tried putting Cantonese into Google Translate, what comes out in English is absolute garbage. Again, because you can't directly translate. So you need to think about what are you trying to say? You're trying to say it's very crowded, all right? This is a good one. Laugh, die me, scare, die me. No. You guys say this all the time. You died laughing, you're scared to death, okay? Again, you can't just pop English words into Cantonese grammar. And this is a good one. I'm a foreigner. I'm not a foreign country people. Actually, I'm not a foreigner. I'm a Hong Kong resident now, but again, this is another example of using a Chinese phrase and adding in the English. Any more? Oh, qi xin. They go, do hai qi xin. When you speak like this, hai qi xin, huh? Okay? Again, you're crazy, that's nuts, you're an idiot. Again, there's lots of ways you can say it, but don't be speaking English and at the end say qi xin. All right? Okay. Grammar. Some grammar problems. There's some very common grammar problems. Now, of course, English grammar is very, very troublesome. too many rules, too many stupid rules, too many rules that change in different situations. I much prefer Chinese grammar. Mo grammar in Chinese. You can say things how you like, all right? But some English grammar. First thing we'll talk about is determiners. The words the or a and an. They're often used incorrectly. Now, this is something easy to fix, okay? Because the rule is always the same and the rule never changes, all right? So, first of all, if you want to refer to something which has already been mentioned, you want to talk about something you already talked about, then you can use the. So the example here, there's a position available in my company. The job. You said the job because the job refers to the position you already talked about, okay? So the job will involve sales and marketing. Now, you can also use this when you want to identify a specific person or a specific object. So he is the doctor I went to see last week when I was sick. Not any doctor, the one I saw last week, that specific doctor, all right? Or my father enjoyed the book you gave him, okay? Which book, specifically which book, okay? This is when you add the. So here is a sentence I often hear from students. Getting into the university is important step for the students to enter the society. Da. Getting into university generally. You're not talking about a specific university. It's the idea of university. Is an important step. Again, you can have an important step here because you're talking about getting into university, which step? Again, for students, not just for the students. If you say the students, again, that means one specific group of students. That's not what you mean. Again, to enter society. I often have students say the society, or they'll write the society. Again, you use the when you're being specific. You don't mean the one specific society. You mean generally enter society, okay? So again, this is using the, and an, okay? And again, these rules don't change. It's always going to be this way. Now, confusions with ed and ing for adjectives. I get this all the time too. I am very boring, or I am very bored, which is correct. The movie was frightened, or the movie was frightening, which is correct. And these always get mixed up. I'm always correcting students with ed and ing endings. Now, there's a very simple rule. Adjectives that end in ed like this. These are used to describe how you or other people feel, my feelings, all right? So, I was confused, ed, after reading the assignment. She felt tired, after working all day, okay? That's how you and people feel. Now, ing is used to describe things and situations. For example, again, the lecture we had yesterday was confusing, all right? I felt confused because the lecture was confusing. Swimming in the ocean, very tiring. Again, therefore, she felt tired, okay? So again, this is, again, a grammar problem that's made all the time, but again, it's very easy to fix. Just think to yourself, am I talking about my feelings or am I describing something else? ed, ing. All right, you can easily fix that over the summer. So I don't have to hear this in September from you. Now, prepositions. There's lots and lots of prepositions in English. I'm not going to go through all of the prepositions. It would take too long. But we can look at some prepositions for time. At, in, on. All these talk about time. And again, these rules don't change. You just need to actually think about them and practice them. So generally, at is for a precise time, an exact time, a certain time. In is used for months, years, centuries. Centuries is hundreds of years or long periods of time. And on is for days and dates. So, precise time, at 3 o'clock, at dinner time, at bedtime, at sunset. Again, the sun sets at a certain time, a precise time, okay? So again, it's always going to be at. In, again, months, years, centuries, and long periods. In May, in April, in June. In the summer, again, the summer is a long period of time. In 1990, that's a year. In the 1900s, that's 100 years, a century. Or the Ice Age, or the past, or the future. This is all in, because again, it's a long period of time. And on days and on dates, that's easy. On Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On a date, March 6th, 25th of January, 2010. Now, a few more here. Christmas Day, Independence Day. These are also a specific day, okay? Also on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is the night of the last day of the year, okay? So these don't change. Again, these are easy. These should be easy to remember. Nextly, also in, at, and on, but for locations, all right? So you're at a certain point, again, an exact, a specific place, like it was an exact in a specific time. You are in an enclosed space, like in a box. You are inside, all right? That's an easy way to remember, inside. And on a surface. So again, at the corner, at the bus stop, at the door, at the intersection, okay? That's at one specific place. In the classroom, because you're surrounded by the walls, okay? In London, because London surrounds you. Or you're in a country, I'm in France, okay? You're surrounded by France, okay? In my wallet, I have money in my wallet. Again, because the money is surrounded by your wallet, all right? And again, on the surface, my hand is on the desk, my watch is on my wrist, I'm sitting on a chair, okay, on the surface, okay? So again, those things don't change. So again, an easy thing that you could fix up when it comes to your grammar. Again, I understand there's about 1 million more grammar rules in English, and it takes years to learn them all, but I can't go through them with you today. Okay, nextly, some added sounds. La, okay la, fi di la. Yes la, no la, quick la. Again, this doesn't exist in English. You can't just add a sound. Again, la is usually a friendly, unthreatening tone. Okay la, come friendly la, okay? Lor, okay. Again, this is to emphasize a point usually. I don't think so, lor. Ah, now, I often get when people say my name. Again, my name is Ron. A lot of times, if it's a short word, Cantonese speaker will add to short words, and especially short names, all right? Noah, or my name, Ron, or I have a friend, Will. No. My name is Ron, my friend is Will. It's not Ron and Will. Again, you can't just add sounds to English because it's not going to work. Okay. Now, where are you going to get help? Again, you've got 4 months until school starts for college and university. And I really hope, who knows what's going to happen with coronavirus. There's no people around me, so I'm okay to take my mask off. Everybody else, keep your mask on, okay? Okay. So again, hopefully everything returns to normal in September. And I can have you in my classroom and we have face-to-face and we can interact and help you with your English. But again, things you can do in the meantime. Again, number one, you're still in secondary school now, your English lessons, all right? Also, when you get here, every semester for every program, every student takes English lessons, all right? It's part of your education. Again, your lecturers here all have consultation times, okay? This is outside of the class. Specific times, you can make an appointment, go meet them, and get help. It doesn't have to be just in your lesson. Get help outside of your lesson. English workshops. Again, also here we have workshops for certain English skills. If you want to improve your presentations, if you want to improve your English for business, if you want to improve how to write a resume, again, there's workshops you can attend. Now, again, it's up to you to attend those workshops. It's up to you to go for counseling and consultations with your lecturers. It's not up to me to find you and ask you, do you need help? All right? Once you're out of secondary school and you get to college or university, you're not Suhawk guy anymore, okay? You have to ask for your own help. You're an independent young person. Take charge of your life. And again, this summer, radio, movies, novels, magazines, books, newspapers, television, the more English you expose yourself to, the better it's going to get. Like I say, when I was in China for 2 years, I used Putonghua 24 hours a day. And every night I went to bed with a huge headache because my brain was working too hard. But again, in 2 years, I could read Harry Potter in Chinese. All right. Non-Chinese classmates. Not everyone is local Hong Kong Cantonese person. And again, on campus here, we have many non-Chinese students. Make a new pangyao and speak English to them all the time. It's an awesome opportunity. And now it's time for you. Again, if you want to improve your English, you need to make a commitment. Go out, use your English. Even if you're embarrassed, use your English. Even if you're shy, use your English. Okay. Okay. That's all I have to talk about today.